VIP Kid teachers. Hello. I don't know if anybody's on right now. You're probably either writing feedback like me or you're still teaching. I have a short time to finish my feedback before my children wake up. But actually today, sorry, if you watch my other videos, let me turn down. I like to listen to music while I write feedback. But my children don't always, but they're not always asleep during class usually, but you know, they're not robots, so sometimes they're awake. And there's a lot of wind in Tennessee today. Wasn't quite a storm, but it was wind. It's to where I was like, is that my dog? Is that my children? What is that? And I realized it was wind, but it freaked my son out. So he jumped out of bed, you know, it's freaking him out. My heart is automatically, I'm like, my son, but I'm teaching a student. So I'm like, and I don't have a lot of, I don't want to get fired, but then I didn't want to cancel class because I don't have a lot of cancellations. And so those are the moments where you're like, what decision do I make? And like, I'm still shaken from it. I've calmed down, but I'm still shaking from it. I had to teach a class after that, and I love that student, and I love both of those students. But when your own child is crying, you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? It's so hard, so hard. So, my decision was, and it doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but my decision was to silently pray. And then I was like, I have 5 minutes left. So I know he's not hurt because I can tell his hurt cry. He's not hurt. He's still in this house because I hear his voice. So I was like, as long as I don't hear a door opening, I'm going to stay where I am, teach, and then I'm going to run my butt over to him and make sure he's, you know, good and calm down. And so that's what I did. And then, you know, I turned on Blippi for him in the closest room to me possible. Calmed him down, and then went into my next class. But it's those moments that are so difficult. But I need to write my feedback now. So I hope you're having a good day. Those moments, especially if you're a parent, you don't always see those coming. You can prepare yourself for if it happens, but if you don't have someone else in your house, it's not always easy to make those decisions or to prepare for something that you don't know is coming. So if you're newer and you have children, you already know that could possibly be something that happens, and you know, it's nice to kind of have a backup plan. What am I going to do? But I'm you know, almost 2 years in with VIP Kid, and there's certain moments when they're getting really sick, then I go and get them. But if they're not sick and that was out of fear, then I'm like, oh, what do I do? It's very difficult to make those decisions. But okay, but I actually got on here to share with you while I'm writing feedback. What I do sometimes if it's a brand new student, even though they weren't my first child that I taught, I'll go to them first so I can send in their feedback first, because I want to make sure to remember many details from that child's lesson, and it's the first time I'm ever meeting them. So I want to try to be as genuine as possible when I'm writing all of my students when I'm writing their feedback. But really, when I first meet someone, I'm like, I really want them to know what they did really well in, you know, what I remember about them, even if it's like their favorite color, what I remember about them. I want it all in there, and I may not be able to have time to write that note on a piece of paper, so I try to get to them first, and then send that to them. So I'm gonna let everybody go so I can finish this. No one's on right now, but you might see this later. So that's kind of what I do, and then I write a little something in Chinese. I use Google Translate and then put it in there. But happy teaching, and I hope your morning went less panicky than mine did, but it turned out very well. Anyways, and this is why I talk about Blippi so much, because now he's calmed down watching Blippi, and I know he's not going to watch something inappropriate. Like, I can put it on the loop and it's not inappropriate, and he's learning, but also